I'm Yas. Welcome to my channel, Poems by Yas. If you're new to my channel, I share a poem that I wrote. This is the 6th week that I'm sharing one of my poems. I also share a personal story and tips. Today, I'm going to start with a personal story about independence. When I was growing up, I was not very independent. You know why? Because I was only a kid, so I was dependent on my dad to take care of me. The reason I say dad is because my mother passed away many years ago, and I was raised by my father. He raised me and my 2 sisters, and I think he did a really good job. He cooked, he cleaned, and he took care of us financially. I was from a very small town, so I really gained my independence when I finished high school. I decided I didn't want to go to university or college right away. I wanted to just take the year off and work and then go to school after that year. I think it was a really good decision. I worked at a family-run restaurant for 1 year. A Greek family owned the restaurant, and when I worked there, people thought that I was one of the daughters. They had 5 sisters, and the dad did the cooking, and they really treated me like family. And I increased my social skills when I was working at the restaurant because I interacted with a lot of people. After that year, I became more independent because it was the first time that I moved out of my family home. I moved to the city, I moved to Toronto, which I loved, and I paid rent, I went to school, and since that time, I lived on my own. That was until I was married. I enjoyed living on my own and working. And then when I was married, now I have 2 kids and a husband. So I maintain some independence right now because I still work sometimes, but I'm on maternity leave right now. So I'm not working all the time right now. I'm working taking care of my son. He's almost 1 year old. So that's kind of my story of my independence. But I work well with my husband and my kids. We share our responsibilities. So I still do things that I enjoy doing, and I think that helps me maintain some of my independence. I'm going to start with my poem now, Independence. Having independence can give you strength and willpower to go towards your dreams. Don't be a follower, and if others don't agree with you, then tough luck. Look ahead for your future. And don't let others control what you pursue, because there is one person that you have to live with, and that is you. That was my poem, Independence. In the poem, Independence, I talk about other people not influencing your decisions, because if you always listen to somebody else, you can't follow your heart. I think when you're deciding what you really want to do, whether it's going to school, or having a goal, or wanting to accomplish something, you got to write out the pros and cons of the situation. That's what I do sometimes. I write out the positives and the negatives of the situation, and I follow my heart. Is this what I really want to do? I try not to let other people influence and make the decision for me of what I'm going to do. For example, I always like to finish what I started. You gotta try. I went to school for nursing when I was in college, and when I did nursing, I took a semester off and I changed my major. I went into business. Then after I did the 1 semester of business, I changed my mind and I went back into nursing. And I finished my nursing course and I became a registered nurse. But I didn't want to quit the business, even though I wasn't working in the field. When I had the summers free, I went back to school and I kept taking credits for the business and until I completed my diploma, because I just didn't want to quit. Just because I started it, I didn't want my credits to go to waste, and I was learning something. So I went towards the goal. I finished my diploma, and I don't work in the field, but at least I say to myself, I learned something and I have the diploma. It doesn't matter if I don't use it because I tried. I think tips that I would give somebody else is, if you have a friend, I have a friend. She lives at home with her parents and she's not working, she's between jobs, and that's okay. Sometimes people still live at home and they can't decide what they're gonna do. But when other people are talking to her, sometimes they try and give advice and say, you should do this, you should study. You should be careful when you give advice. Try to make your advice positive so they don't feel the negativity from you and they don't feel upset or down because they're not doing something right now, because everybody has their own time that they're going to accomplish what they want to accomplish. Don't compare yourself to other people because everybody is different. So it's not good to compare yourself to somebody else because everyone has a different pace and a different independence in their life. And don't be negative. Try and be positive. And don't put other people down. Try and give people compliments and try and look for the future and look forward and don't think about the past, because if you think too much about the past and things that happened in the past, you can't move forward, and by moving forward you can create more independence for yourself. So do you have any tips? Write in the comment section of tips that you have for being independent. What is very helpful that you think other people can learn from and become independent with? I'd like to hear about it. If you liked this week's topic, click the like button and subscribe, because next week my topic is moody and I want you to put you in a very good mood next week. Okay, bye for now.